In a time we are told was known as the Dark Ages, learned mystic men and women, in tune with themselves and the land, spread their light, wisdom and love to the world. Living in Ireland and experiencing the subtle and magical energy that flows through her mountains, plains, rivers and valleys is a living dream one never wishes to wake from. Between her ancient wells, raths, barrows and standing stones, the living landscape sings and tells her story. As our mother talks, we, her children, are free to listen once again. For the ancient Irish, the circle embodied and symbolised their spiritual outlook of wholeness and interconnectedness. Like the towers, virtually all other Irish buildings of the time had circular plans. The Irish lived in round wattle and daub houses in circular palisaded forts called raths, but more commonly known by the Irish as fairy forts. Here in one of Ireland's oldest towns, Roscrea in County Tipperary, a beautiful monastic settlement of spirituality, craftsmanship and learning developed under Saint Cronan in the early 7th century. Situated on the ancient highway known as the Slidala, one of the 5 major roads that crossed Ireland, this once great school of learning, like Inniskeltra and Clonmacnoise, would have attracted pilgrims and scholars from all over the world. With such a place of sanctity and renown, I can't help but wonder what these ancient Irish monks may have thought about their sacred round tower now being beside a giant Tesco superstore. Perhaps they would have laughed, for their sacred yew tree is a tree of transition. It represents things passing, ending and dying, but it also signifies that which is about to be reborn. It ushers in the new and draws our attention to the continuous cycles of endings and beginnings. To the Irish, nothing was final. When we look at Celtic knotwork, we see the pattern in which a single line passes under and over itself again and again, like the soul through its transformations and incarnations. In Hector MacDonald's introduction in Irish Round Towers, he tells us that the Round Towers of Ireland are by far the largest relics of the ancient Irish church. Some are over 30 metres tall. They were always built as part of monastic sites, and while some still dominate the landscape around the greatest ancient Irish monasteries, others now stand completely alone, as all other traces of the monasteries that built them have vanished. They are as pure an expression of geometry as architecture can offer. Their slim stone and mortar cylindrical bodies, topped with conical stone cap roofs. Usually they are freestanding, though a few are incorporated into churches, in particular at 2 of the most important of all Irish monastic sites, Glendalough and Clonmacnoise. Interestingly, the Irish for a round tower is a clochtech, a bell house, and the plural is clochtig. In these early universities, advanced sophisticated skills of metallurgy, illuminating manuscripts and stonework heralded in a golden age in Ireland, which the likes have not been seen since. From this golden age came the Book of Dimma, an over 1,000-year-old illuminated manuscript that survived from the 700s. In George Otto Sims' Exploring the Book of Kells, he tells us the monasteries became well known not only for their life of prayer, but also for the work which the monks produced. They learned how to make many clever and skillful things. They were builders, they farmed, they fished, they kept bees, and they wrote books. The monks did everything themselves. We are told monasteries became larger later on. Many more buildings were added. A special room or cell was sometimes built for the work of writing. A monk called a scribe sat in the quiet peace of this writing room, which was called a scriptorium. Here they shaped the letters of the words they wrote with a clear script, well-rounded and flowing. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. This ruined Franciscan friary, destroyed by British soldiers in the 1570s, was founded under Mulrooney O'Carroll, King of Ely, and his wife Bibiana around 1477. Once a great school of learning and spirituality, the wisdom and sanctity protected for generations by these ancient orders was destroyed with a vengeance. May their sacred chants and prayers of old ring long into the night once more.